Hey there, rock stars. Sarah Rockin' Robbins here, author of the best-selling book, Rock Your Network Marketing Business, and creator of the CD series, The Rockstar Recruiting School, and my new one for leaders, the Master Class Edition. Welcome to the Rockstar Recruiting School Live. I'm so glad you're here. Before we get started, I would love to hear who is out there. Where are you guys tuning in from? Comment below. Tell me where it is that you're tuning in from. I would love to say hi to you. And remember, you can click the share button and share this live training onto your team pages so your rock stars can watch this live with you. Because remember, the more who show up, the more your business will go up. I am so glad to be here with you guys today. Hello and welcome to everybody tuning in live. It is so great to have you here. What is the weather like where you're at? It has been 80s and sunny here, which has been absolutely incredible. We've been enjoying the sun, and of course, I hope to bring some sunshine to you guys all today as I share with you this really incredible training. So I've got a question for you guys. Have you ever asked yourself, I wonder how I'm going to branch my business into this state, or I wonder, if my business will ever expand into this country? Anybody ever ask themselves those questions? I think one of the greatest questions that I get from people who are considering joining my team, they'll say, is there any product saturation or saturation of the opportunity in which I live? Or sometimes, have you ever gotten that objection before where people say, I live in a small town, so I just don't know if this business is going to be right for me. And I love when I get that objection because I can share with them my truth, my story, that when I started, I had a very small network myself. I was shy, I was young, I was broke. Most of my network was young and broke like me. Now we went on to build a $1 billion business along with our incredible team of rock stars. And the coolest thing, that my two largest markets, my two largest teams, actually were leaders that I didn't know prior to this business, and actually built in markets where I didn't know one person prior to my business launching there. One of those leaders lives in a city where I always joke and I say, I think there's more animals than there are people. It's super, super small. And none of them are big, booming metropolis. So, I think that's really interesting, right? You never know where you're going to find your next rock star. You never know where you're going to get a referral. You never know where your business is going to grow. So when people ask me that question, I share with them my truth. And of course, how now my business has allowed me to branch off and build relationships, not only with the US, Canada, and Australia, and of course, all of the places that our business continues to grow. So our company recently launched in the market of Australia. So it's incredible to be making connections now in the land down under. And the question that I've been getting now a lot from my team is, well, really, how do I build my connections there? And of course, also, how do I train my leaders who live a whole world away, right? On a totally different time zone. Anybody curious as to how you do that? Comment below if you're curious. Say, yeah, I want to know. How do you build a connection out of state or out of the country? And how do you launch a new leader strong out of your market as well? Give me a thumbs up if you want to hear the answer to those two common questions, because I'm going to teach you how to rock your network out of state or out of country today. Okay. So first and foremost, the big question that I want you to be asking, this is a question that I've been asking other people as, my business has recently launched into Australia. It's who do you know? So who do you know in Australia? My business is building there. Who do you know in Australia? My business is building there. You see, you've got to be asking that question of your customers, of your friends, of your family, on all of your social networks. State where it is that you're looking to grow. Now, once you get people into the business, how do you start them? I told my team the other day on a live video I did on our team page, I said, you really launch a new consultant in Australia the same way that you launch a new consultant in Arkansas. That sounds kind of funny, but it's so true. It's the same fundamental core principles in building another country as you would build locally as well. You see, there's always got to be somebody first in every market. When we started in Canada, there was not one person in Canada, so somebody had to start the market there. When we started in Australia, the same is true as well. So these are the 5 things, the 5 core things that I focus on when I launch a new Distributor Strong, and this is how I launched my new consultants in Australia, which, by the way, one of them just hit the very top ranks in leadership, and we literally just opened the market a couple days ago. So this works, okay? You ready? You want to hear it? Give me thumbs up, give me hearts. Here we go. These are the 5 things that I focus on. Very simple 5 best practices. The first thing that you always want a new consultant to do, whether they're in a different state or a different country, is to launch their business strong. So the first thing you want them to do is have them share their announcement post on social media. Now, whether it's through a live video or a really clever picture that's going to capture the attention of their online audience and a really cool headliner too, you want them to do a really captivating and engaging post announcing the excitement of their new video or of their new business. So make sure that you share that post as well with your network, showing them how your business is expanding in these areas too. So that's number 1. They've got to shout it out. Number 2, I always have them, we're in basically a business where people can see transformative results. So I'll have them document their success with before and after pictures. So before they start using the product, what they look like 30 days in, 60 days in, 90 days in, every single month. So you have to get your new distributor really generating a testimonial themselves, whether it's a product, whether it's a service, some sort of way that they start generating a testimonial themselves and learning how to share their story. That's the second thing. Number 3, it's creating a contact list and really walking them through that process of going through their phone, going through their Facebook, going through any memory jogger or contact list that they have, and then really engaging with them on that list and saying, who's your top 5 prospects today and how can I help you reach out to them? Tell me about them, and teaching them the art of exciting people and inviting them to hear more. One of the great ways that I love to talk to my friends in Australia, 2 things, is either Facebook Messenger, which is super, super simple. I like because you can engage back and forth in a dialogue with them. I know my friend Art, who's on here today, likes to use WhatsApp. And so that's another app where you can kind of talk back and forth without having to type it, to engage in real dialogue. Because keep in mind, half the time when they're sleeping, I'm awake, and vice versa. So we can brainstorm through their contact lists and their next steps for that day, and teaching them to excite and invite. What are they going to invite people to? To business presentation or launch events in the area, calls or coffees, or of course to their launch events. And that leads me to number 4. We schedule 3 launch events within their first month of business. We're not a party plan company, but I believe one of the best ways that they can get their products and opportunity into the hands of others and to really launch out of the gate strong is through their events. That really is a sticking point for us. One of my business partners who's actually having her car presentation this weekend, her name is Emily. She said, Sarah, the game changer in my business was when you made me do that event and put it on the calendar. And I don't ask permission and say, do you want to do this? Because people always choose the path of least resistance. I say, these are the next steps. These are the next steps to launching a successful business. She said, I was ready to quit, but when, all these people were in my living room and you were there, I was like, okay, I've got to go forward with it. And today she's one of the top leaders on my team. Again, getting her free company car this weekend, which is really awesome. So doing those events. Now here's the thing. What do you do if they're not in your backyard? You leverage technology, guys. There's so many great tools that you can use today, whether you use Zoom or if you use Skype or if you use FaceTime. If you have a different way of technology, go ahead and share it below. I would love to hear. But these are great ways that you can stream into your business partners' presentations live. I launch people in new states every single day successfully. In fact, most of my team does not live in my state. And how are we doing it? Via way of technology. I'll have them open up and, of course, share their story, their why, and introduce me. And then I share my story, my why. I go into the company story and more about the opportunity. And bring in some testimonials as well. Then I'll share more about my product story and all of our products, and I give a strong call to action at the end, ways that they can engage in the business through the products or through the opportunity as well, okay? So that is the fourth thing. And the fifth thing is keeping people plugged in. Keeping people plugged in, you know, really making sure that they have a way to access all of your training and all of your calls or, you know, webinars or whatever you're doing on demand, so they can continue to be a student of the profession, leveraging drive time, downtime, etc. In fact, we put all of our calls from this past year on demand, web replay links that they can click on so they can build their business wherever they are, whenever they'd like. So again, key question, who do you know in this area? My business is expanding there. And then when you get them started focusing on these 5 things, announcing their business, having them track the results and creating their story, having them create their contact list and teaching them exciting and inviting. I see a lot of good tools that you guys are sharing how to launch in other areas, which is awesome. Number 4, scheduling their events, 3 events that you can stream into via way of technology. I like to make one of those virtual as well, like a Facebook event or a Facebook party, which is really awesome. And then number 5, keeping them plugged in. It's as simple as that. All right, guys, I hope you enjoyed this incredible time together today. I know that I did. I would love to hear where you guys are tuning in from and where you're building your teams. Go ahead and share below. And remember, if you guys love today's training, be sure to share it on your team pages. I'm going to be posting more about this topic over on today's blog at sarahrobbins.com. Have a great day, guys. God bless. Goodbye for now, and we'll talk to you soon. Rock on, rock stars.